Hello everyone. Today let's solve the problem number 1280, students and examinations, right? So what the question states here, so we have three tables. One is students, subjects as well as examinations. You can clearly see here students, subjects as well as examinations, right? So students, this contains students IDs and names. Here you can clearly see student ID and student name. So student ID is of the type integer and student name is of the type varchar, right? So this is fine. So subjects contain here, this contains subject names. You can clearly see here subject name, which is of the type varchar, and examinations contain student ID of the students as well as the name of the subject. And student ID is of the type integer and subject name is of the type varchar, right? So each student is expected to take all the subjects. So here each student is expected to take all the subjects, but some students may attend certain exams multiple times while others may not attend at all. So this, just keep this in mind, this is very important thing, right? Each student is expected to take all the subjects, but some students may attend certain exams multiple times. Some students might attend the exams multiple times while others may not attend at all. So these two things we have to keep in mind. What is our main task then? We have to write a SQL query to find how many times each student attended each exam. So how many times each student attended each exam, for that we need to write an SQL query. So we need to return the result ordered by student ID and subject name. Again, return the result ordered by, they have asked us to return the result ordered by student ID and subject name. Here you can clearly see this is in the order, right? Ascending order based on the student ID. 1 first, then 2, then 6, then 13. You can clearly see here Alice, Bob, this whatever they have given. So they have attended exams 3. Here Alice 3, Alice this one twice, Alice 1. So math she has attended thrice, physics 2, and programming once. Bob, he has attended math once, physics he has not attended at all, programming he has attended once, right? So and here Alex again, no, not Alex again, Alex, math and physics both 0 times, means he has not attended at all. Math, physics as well as programming, he has not attended the exams at all. And the final one, John, here math, physics and programming he has attended thrice, single time, every subject, right? So that's what they have given here. The result table should contain all the students and all the subjects. Alice attended the math exam 3 times, physics exam 2 times, and programming exam 1 time. That's what we have discussed, right? They have clearly given that one in the explanation. So we have 3 tables. One is student table, subject table, examination table. Based on these 3 tables, we have to return attended exams, and it has to be in the ascending order based on the student ID, right? So student name and subject name is there already. Student name and subject name is there. What we have to do, we based on the student ID, we have to return the attended exams. So based on the student ID means we have to sort here, right? Sort in the ascending order. So we can make use of the order by clause. That's a hint, right? So let's see. I hope the question is clear here. What we have to do, I think first let's go with the approach and then let's write the query. First, let's discuss the let's discuss the step by step. Here we are going with the Cartesian product, nothing but cross join. Here you can clearly see we will be going with a cross join. Why? Because we will start by creating all the possible student subject pairs. We have to create all the possible student subject pairs, right? To derive the output, right? So using cross join, since every student is expected to take every subject, so all the students take every subject once, right? So that is the reason we'll be making use of the cross join or the Cartesian product, right? We will start by creating all possible student subject pairs using cross join, since every student is expected to take every subject. So this is the first step. I hope the first step is completely clear, easy to understand, right? We'll be going with the cross join or the Cartesian product, since every student is expected to take every subject. So let's go with the second step. Let's move on with the second step here. So we will be making use of left join with examinations. So why we'll be making use of left join here with the examinations? So here we then join this result with the examinations. We have to join the result with examinations table to check how many times each student have attended the each exam. So this is very important. Why this is very important means that is what they have asked in the question. How many times each student has attended the exam? That's what we need to return in the output based on the student ID. That we just need to sort. Student ID just we need to sort. But what we need to find that we need to find how many times each student has attended each exam, right? That is the reason we'll be making use of the left join here. We will join the result with examinations table to check how many times each student has attended each exam. This is fine, right? Easier to understand. So let's move on with the third example here. Third step here, counting the attendance. Here we use count here. So we use count, nothing but is subject underscore name, whatever we have given here. We will be making use of the count to count how many times each student attended each exam. So every student, one student can attend multiple this one subjects, right? Maybe physics, math, anything it might be, physics, math, bio, anything. So this might be 1, 2, 3 or 0 here. It might be 0 as well. So that is the reason we have to count the this one. We have to count how many times each student has attended each exam, right? So that for that we'll be counting the attendance here. So we will be making use of count a subject name, e dot subject underscore name, to count how many times each student has attended each exam, right? So that's what we'll be doing here. So these are the three steps that we need to keep in mind, right? So I hope the approach is completely clear. First one, we'll be going with a cross join or the Cartesian product. Second one, left join, we'll be going with the left join with examinations. We know why we'll be making use of this. We have discussed this one itself. So finally, we will count the attendance, right? So I hope the approach is completely clear. Now let's start writing. So now let's start writing the query. So first step here, we will create all the possible student subject combinations. That's what I need to do, right? I'll be making use of with here with CT as. So let me go with so here, as we discussed, first step we will create all the possible student subject combination. So I'll just go with select here student ID. So this is fine. Student name. So here I'll just give student underscore name. So this has to be this is fine. So the final one here is what we need to consider subject as well, right here. So we are creating all possible student subject combinations. We need the subject name as well here. So I'll just consider subject underscore name. This is fine. So the next step here is we have to count the attendance, right? So in the approach third step we have discussed this one. So let's count the attendance here. So here this one will be e dot subject name as attended exams. This is fine. So we after counting the attendance from this is coming from table students, right? So I'll just give here so this is coming from the students table. This is fine, students, yes. So after counting the attendance, what we discussed in the first step, if you remember, we were we have to get all the possible student subject pairs, right? For that we discussed that we'll be making use of the cross join. So let's do that first. Let's see further what we have to do. So I'll just make use of here cross join subjects sub. This is because we have to get all the possible student subject pairs. After getting all the possible student subject pairs, we have to join with the examinations table. If you remember the second step, so we have to join with the examinations table as well. So for that one, we will be making use of the left join. We have discussed this one in the approach second step, if you remember, right? So this one is examinations. Let me give e here. This is fine. So on what we have to give here on student ID equals e dot student ID and sub.subject name equals e dot subject name. So here what we are doing means we have to join the examinations table on certain based on the student ID and subject name, right? So let's write that on. I'll just make use of on here. Student underscore ID, student underscore name, and subject underscore name. This is fine. So this was the third step. So final step, so before this one, sorry, here itself, we have to group by student and subject, the final step. This one I forgot basically. So here I did a mistake. This one has to be student ID. This one has to be student name. Sorry, student ID. I have to check with same thing right here. I missed this one. Sorry. This one has to be here. Let me delete this one. Let me delete this one as well, man. Just give me a second here. So this is equal to the dot student ID. And also we need to consider the subject name, right? So here this one will be and subject underscore name equals subject underscore name. This is fine. So finally let's group by here, group by student and subjects. So we have to group by student and subjects itself, right? So I'll be making use of group by clause here. This one will be student underscore ID and student name. Here this one has to be student underscore name, and finally subject name. We have considered subject name, right? This is fine. So the next step here is, after this what we will do, the final step, we have to order by student ID and subject name. So here if you can see here, if you can clearly see here, just give me a second here. Just give me a second. Yeah, we have to order by student ID and subject name. If you remember the approach, we had discussed this one. So final step was we have to order by student ID and subject name itself, right? So let me go with here, select star from, we have made use of CT, right, in the beginning. So we have to order by this one. Why we are making use of order by? Because we need this one in the ascending order based on student ID, right? So order by based on student ID. So I'll just give here student underscore ID. This is fine. Comma subject name. This one also we need. So here this one, subject name, order by subject name. You can clearly see here. This one we are going with the descending order, right? So attended exams, we are going with the descending order. We are not considering attended exams. We are going with the subject names, right? Subject type, math, physics, programming. You can clearly see first comes this one, both are in the ascending order itself. Math, physics, then programming. You can clearly see. We are sorting based on the ascending order, based on student ID and subject name here. We are sorting in ascending order based on student ID and subject name, both in the ascending order, right? So I'll just give here subject name. So this is it for the query. Let me hit the run button. I hope this works. Let's see. I have an error in the SQL syntax. The manual that corresponds to your line number 4. E dot subject name. Where this one? Here the second one. Oh, select, I have misspelled here. So let me give here select. This is fine. Let me hit the run button again. Hope this works now. Let's see. Yeah, you can clearly see here the sample test case is getting passed. Means let me hit the submit button. I hope this works for all the test cases. Let's see. So here you can clearly see all the test cases are getting passed. Means the code, I mean the query works absolutely correct on this case. So here, whatever query that we have written, I hope whatever the query that we have written is completely clear here. For now, this is it. Thanks for watching, guys.